Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to Sunya IAS. So, as you know already, we are having the free lecture series for completing the unit 2 of paper 1. And this is basically because we are launching an Anthropology Foundation course for in the offline as well as in the online mode. We have covered the unit 2.1 that is basically being done in the 5 lecture. There is proper playlist for that. If you want to watch that lecture, you can watch it there. I have also taken one PYQ discussion lecture for the unit 2.1 where I have told you what are the ways how you can approach the answers. In today's class, as we had started with the unit 2.2, but in today's class we would be taking the second lecture for the unit 2.2. As you know already, first and the foremost thing that I used to show is the syllabus. This is the syllabus given by the UPSC and this is something that they have specified. In this particular syllabus, I have divided this syllabus into 5 sections so that you will get the clarity how many points we have covered and how many points these are there to be covered. Now, in the section 1, that is basically the section A, I have specified some of the basic topics that we covered in the previous class. In today's class, we would be taking up this one, society and culture. Any of you who's watching this lecture for the very first time, I would ask you to watch first the previous lecture so that you will get the clarity regarding the content that we are referring and regarding the way that we are covering our complete syllabus. Okay, now let's start. As I told you in the previous class where we were studying about the nature of society, that the nature of society in the previous class that I told you is only in one introductory way. As I had provided you some of the basic views that how the society was formed and what was the basis, what was the thought process on the basis of which we created this society. But in today's class, we would be taking up to the next level and we'll try to understand what are the basic views that have been provided by the various anthropologists, because you know already, if you want to edge in this particular subject, we should give some specific answers. Not clearly specific, but at least you should have some basic information. Your answer should not be generic. Okay, so now let's start. In the previous class itself, when we started with the nature of society, we referred that there are 2 theories which would be specifying how the society was formed and what was the requirement to form any society. Now in today's class, we would be taking first the introduction about the Aristotle. Now, first and the foremost thing here, I just want to refer this thing. Now, many of you will argue with me, ma'am, Aristotle is not the father of anthropology. Yes, I know. But he contributed, like Aristotle being considered as the father of the political science, political theory, as well as the sociology. In the sociology, he had given a very, like we can say, a very important and a very big concept related to the society. Now, anthropology borrowed the concept of society from sociology. Therefore, we are referring Aristotle as the father of anthropology because society, this important and a huge concept is being provided by the Aristotle. Now, we'll try to understand something about the Aristotle so that we can get the view about the basic format of the society, how and why it was being formed. Now, Aristotle, he was considered as a student of Plato and he was a Greek philosopher. He provided some basic theories and he was considered as the founder of the political science and sociology. In the sociology, he had given his philosophy based upon the man by nature as a social animal. Now, he referred to some basic concept. He said that birds, they are like made to fly, fish, they are made to swim. In the same way he was saying that man by nature is being made to be social. Why? Because he was referring that human being, men can, like by the word men, kindly यहाँ पे feminism, like don't put feminism here. By the word men, we are referring to the human being. Why? Because during that time period, the education, it was concentrated to the men only. That's why we are referring it to here to the men. Fine. Now try to understand this thing, that whenever the Aristotle was referring to the same nature of the surrounding of the environment, he was referring that there are some basic animals. Like, this is the basic question. You can't ask me, ma'am, why birds they are flying, why fish is not flying. You can't. Why? Because this is how they are formed. In the same way, he said that man is a social animal and man is a social animal by nature. It means whenever we are asking that why society was created, the basic fact is this, that society is created to fulfill the needs. So just to fulfill the needs, society is being created. So Aristotle, he had specified that there is a natural growth of the society. I mean, we created the society. We were referring that we feel the need to create a society, but there is a natural growth. Like, you just want something to happen and you would like do this, and with the help of this everything would be there. This is not the case. He said that there is a particular transition. As you already know, we created culture, but how the culture was created? There was a three-stage phenomena. We started from the savagery to the barbarism, then the civilization. Culture is a part of civilization. In the same way, Aristotle was saying that there is a natural growth So there is a natural growth of society. So this is what he was referring. This natural growth is like, it is noticing some sort of transition from the stage of family. I mean, for the very first time, we would be considering that family is being created. Why we are creating families? Just imagine, there was 5 persons. They are there in one island. As man is born to be free, therefore all these 5 persons, they are free. They are wandering here and there, roaming here and there in this island. What they are doing is, someone they are gathering the food, someone they are hunting, someone they are roaming here and there, some are sleeping, these and that. As soon as they started encroaching each other privacy, then the fight, it got started. Soon as fight got started, they started feeling the requirement of someone to be there to support them. Therefore, these 5 people between themselves, they started creating groups. You all must have seen the concept of Big Boss. So in the Big Boss, they just like, now the concept of the Big Boss, it has been changed, but in the earlier time period, they used to put some 20 to 25 unknown person at one place. These person, they would live there. The Big Boss is going to provide them some survival task. Why I am referring this? Now these all unknown person, they started creating groups. Later on, their groups started changing into friendship. Later on, this friendship started changing into family. I mean, they consider someone as their better half. They consider someone as their brother, sister, some close friends. In the same way, these 5 people in the island, when they started doing all these things, they started feeling the need to have support of someone. And in the search of support, they started creating groups. And when they started creating groups, these groups, they turned into somewhere some sort of discipline, some sort of rules and regulations. And to have the rules and regulation, we require what? We require government. If not government, then some sort of leadership. And this is what Aristotle was referring to the natural growth of society. So Aristotle, he had specified that society, it evolves in terms of some stages. Like I'm going to rub it now. So this example was just to make you understand why we created the society. Now let me just refer here natural growth of the society. So society evolves through following stages. Now what are those stages? So the first one, family. I mean, there is a need to create family reason because family, they used to nurture you, they used to protect you. Now let us suppose you are achieving at one place. Now, for example, now I am teaching you. How I am able to teach you? Because my parents, they had spent some money on my education. They had given, they had provided some opportunities to me, and because of only this thing, I am able to gain the knowledge, and then I am able to impart the knowledge to give you the knowledge. It means the biggest role for the growth as well as the existence of any person. I mean, let us suppose if my parents, they abandoned me in my early childhood, would I be able to get this place? Some of you would say, ma'am, still there are so many examples, people, like there are exceptions available, that there are children who are doing excel in their life even without their parents. Yes, exceptions are always there, but these are exceptions. I'm talking about the general average thing in the society. So for the protection, I mean, in the previous class itself, I had given you the example that your parents, they are taking care of you and you are dependent upon your parents. Even if after becoming financially independent, we are still dependent upon our family for the protection, for the care, for the support, mental as well as the emotional support. So all this support, for that our parents, they are investing their emotions in us, so that in the future when they require it in their old age, we would be giving this back to them. It means family is something which is based upon a reciprocal relationship, and therefore family is the first part and the first stage if we have to create society. Some of you would argue with me that, ma'am, for the very first time, if you have to create any society, the first thing should be individual. But let me just tell you, individual, they are not being considered as a part of the society. Because individual, every single person, like the basic thing as being specified, men, they are born to be free. So there is no argument, there is no such debate over this point, because every single person, they are taking birth as an individual. But they are taking birth, and with the birth itself, we started creating the dynamics for the family. I mean, if you like it or not, you are now the part of the family. You are now the part of the nation. You are now the part of the caste, religion, culture, everything. Only with the birth. Therefore, individual won't be considered as the first stage. The first stage that would be considered, it would be only what? The family. Now, family we consider as the first unit. We consider it as the first unit, and why we are developing the family? To fulfill the basic need. Once we are just fulfilled our complete needs from the family, we would be facing some sort of transition, and that would be changing into the village. Now the families, for their protection, they are also required some sort of support, and this support is being provided by the village, the group. the area where these people they are living. So therefore the second stage for this would be the village. You may write here urban, but for the very first time when we were creating the society, urban concept, urban cities, they were not there. Urban cities, they are nothing but it is the epitome of best infrastructure, if not best, but better than the rural areas. So therefore, urban area means amenities, facilities. So the concept for urban rural, it was the completely same or similar. It's just that the difference is in the rural area people are surviving over the basic things, but in the urban area people they are just having amenities, facilities. So all these things they are being specified. So therefore, in terms of the village, that is being specified as the second thing. We used to specify that village is nothing but the group of the families to have social existence. So you are there, it's only between your family, but then you started feeling the new form of existence if you are getting there in the village, or if you are going outside of your family. So that's why village or the village thing is being considered as the second point. Now the third point which is being specified is the state. Why? Because once you started becoming a part of a large group, then the fight and all other things they started emerging. And as in terms of a solution, you require some sort of discipline, you require some sort of order, and you are ready to be the subordinate of someone, only like you are giving up some sort of your freedom to, like, for the sake of some sort of rules, regulation, discipline. So therefore the state is being considered as a self-sufficient community which is providing the moral life in terms of discipline, in terms of the rules, regulation, law. So this is what it's being provided. So state is nothing but, as it is it seems to be the third part or the third state. So it is a self-sufficient community, and this self-sufficient community is providing law, order, moral life. So this is what the things are being provided, and I hope you can understand it well. Okay, so this is how it is being specified in terms of the family, village, and state. And this is what he set up. So the Aristotle, he had specified a very important thing in which he mentioned that that men, they are having some goal. They don't even want to live, but they want to live well. And to live well, they require nothing but the family. They require nothing but the society. They require nothing but the state. So therefore, the objective or the state, the purpose to exist for the existence of the state is not merely to live, but to live well. Fine. So, as per Aristotle, state exists not merely to live, but to live well. This is what he said, and this is something that is specified as in terms of the requirement to be there as a part of the society and requirement to be there as the formation of the society. I hope you are able to understand. If you have any doubt, you can ask for. If not, then we will be proceeding further. Do you have any doubt? Now, when Aristotle, he said that state is important, it means we require some sort of control. This control should not be arbitrarily controlled, but it should be something which is providing order in the society, something which is organizing the society. So for him, what is the most important requirement to be there in terms of a state is nothing, just to have some organization based structure so that you can ensure the discipline to be there. Fine. So therefore he provided some sort of theories, and based upon his studies and based upon the studies as been provided by the various anthropologists, just wait for that, I am referring all those anthropologists here again. We have just summarized all these studies into two theories, and this is how we are specifying these theories. The first one is the social contract theory and the second one is the organic theory. We would be taking up each theory one by one and will be explaining about the basic concept as being specified here. So Aristotle and the other anthropologists. So when I'm referring other anthropologists, so there are Locke, there are Adam Smith, there are Rousseau. So all these anthropologists, they stress over one point: why society is required. They stress over again over the another point that if society is required, then just to control the society, why state is required? Why we want someone to rule us? Why we are not feeling like, okay, just tell me, if there is no fear of traffic police, just tell me, would be there any person concerned about their own safety will wear the helmet? Just tell me, would they like to wear the helmet? Not at all. You know this thing, that helmet is required and this is required for your own safety. Still you are wearing the helmet only because you just like you want to be saved from the police personnel that are standing there, the traffic police personnel, and you don't want to have the challan. This is the only reason you are wearing the helmet. It means people, they won't be ordered, organized. For that we require some sort of rules. And who would be there? The appropriate body who can frame the rule is the government. Now we'll try to see that why we are having the government in the present era and in what way this government is being formed. Okay, fine. Now let's start with these two theories. So first we would be taking up the social contract theory, and the basic summary of this theory, that how we are going to proceed. It is only one thing, that they are referring that social contract theory is nothing. It is being specified as an instrument. This instrument is being created, is being formed just to satisfy the human need. So we have created, like, why we end up making a social contract means agreement. Why the people, they are making one agreement, and then why you are forming the society. The need is because you are feeling some sort of requirement. You are feeling like there need to be someone in an organized way, and there should be the state. Fine. So we'll be taking up this social contract theory. Okay. So again, I'm summarizing. We are taking up the topic nature of society. Society, culture, man, and nature of society, they both are same. Here in the nature of society, first we are taking up, like we are having two theories, social contract theory and organic theory. Now we are taking up social contract theory, and we'll try to explain the social contract theory with the help of the views of anthropologists. Why? Because you know already that we have to be very much specific, and this specific explanation have to be mentioned while giving the reference of some anthropologist. Okay, now as specified by the social contract theory, they are saying the same thing that I had explained you well, that all the people, they were free and equal. All the people, they were free. I mean, every single human being is born to be free. But why they accepted the fact that yes, we need to organize, not only organize, we need to be controlled, we need to be ordered. So for that, we have given so many different explanation given by various anthropologists. So the first anthropologist, as you can see on the screen, is the Thomas Hobbes. So Thomas Hobbes, as you can see here, he was a philosopher. He said that there was a tussle between the two facts, that freedom is better or security is better. Now let us suppose freedom is better. So there is no traffic rule. Anyone, like there is no lane. If you want to go from here, like if you want to go from here, overtake, if you want to do the overtake and anything else, you are free. Even if you are engaged into any accident or something, still no one is there to ask. Still no one is there to punish you. Still there is no one to just tell you the right way to behave in the society and the right way to act. Let us assume the state where there is no rule. I mean, there is no parliament, there is no judiciary, there is no police station, nothing. Let us suppose this is the situation. Could you imagine the area you are living, and this is the basic state? In this case, any single person who is considered being the strong one, they can dominate the situation. Let us suppose, and I know this, like usually it happens. Many of the person who are rich, these rich person, they used to just engage into any road accident, and they are like able to just clear or just pass whole legal procedure. Why? Because they have money, because they have power. I know cases are there, but still imagine the state where there is no rule, no regulation. Is it going to be difficult for you to survive? Yes, for sure. Therefore, you have to choose that freedom is better. I mean, if you are going through the right lane, you can go. If you are going through the left lane, you can go. If you want to wear the helmet, you can. If not, it's up to you. Even you can forge someone. Even you can engage into the theft or anything you can do from your side. No one is there to punish you. This type of situation will create a chaos in the economy, and this chaos, it would lead to the it would lead to the end of the humanity. It would lead to the rising of the dictatorship, rising of the monopolies. It means absence of law, rules, regulation would create chaos in the society. Therefore, people, they were having two choices. Either they can enjoy that freedom due to the lacking of the rules and regulation, or due to the lacking of the state, or either they can choose for the law to be there, state to be there, state to be ruled, and that's why there was some sort of a tussle between these two things. Either freedom is good or security is better. So when the people, they realized security is much better than the freedom, though, so they gave up their right of the freedom, and that's why they accepted the state to be there. And state, as you know, the third stage of the society, and this third stage of the society is being specified like this. So Thomas Hobbes, he specified, now I'm going to read the same word as being specified by him. He said that men in the state of nature was in perpetual conflict. He was in the conflict with his neighbor on account of his essentially selfish attitude. Means he was saying by nature man is born to be free. As soon as they were free, they started creating, like they started behaving in an uncontrollable way, and because of that started facing some sort of tussle and fight with the other person. It means this type of behavior, it created some sort of enemies. So they consider other person as their enemy. And because of this, they started feeling some negative consequences. And to protect themselves from these types of negative consequences, there was only one solution that they have in their hand. It is to organize themselves. And it's basically the result of this fact that when they started initiating the process of organizing themselves, so there was only one solution for this, is to create the state. And therefore, as explained by the Thomas Hobbes, he said that this type of feeling of being oppressed or the feeling of the left out, it fueled the intention of being creation of the society, and therefore they created it leads to the formation of the society. So this is what he had explained, and he had explained it in his book Leviathan. In which he specified related to the formation of the society. I hope you are able to understand. I am again going to repeat it. So the basic fact is this: he was specifying that Thomas Hobbes mentioned that because of the lacking of the rules and regulation, there was a chaos in the in the surrounding, and to save themselves from this chaos and to have one ordered and disciplined organization structure in the society, the people, they get ready to accept the order of the state, and therefore state was created. And that's why now also we are having the state, we are having the government. You won't argue with me, ma'am. Is it the thing that we already explained, that state means the government would be having a 3-tier structure? They would be having one parliament. They would be having they would be having a state-based structure. So it was being decided? No, they just decided the formation of the leadership and someone to be there just to rule themselves, or just to be there who's going to organize the activities. So they required that type of leadership, and for that they created the state. So the outlook of the state that we are witnessing now is something that is being evolved over a period of time, like constitution, like the inspiration that we had taken from the other countries. That is basic result. Fine, I hope you are able to understand. So this is the first explanation or the argument we are giving related to the Thomas Hobbes. Fine. Okay. Now next, second one, as being specified by the Locke. So it's being the John Locke. So John Locke has provided his study that or the second treatise on the government. This is what he had specified. So this is what he had specified. So according to them, life is very difficult in a state of nature. Why? Because all the people, they are born with some certain rights, and these certain rights, they were the natural right. But because these are the natural right, I mean, you must have heard this proverb that your privacy will end as soon as my nose will start, my nose will begin. It means you will have your privacy, your freedom, your liberty till the time you are not crossing or you are not infringing my liberty. But who will decide what is the premises of each other liberty? What is the premises of the each other freedom? This is for that we require the state. So they specified that all the people, they are born with some certain natural right, but these rights, they are not protected in a state of nature. So he said that people need to create government so that they can protect their natural rights. It is the same thing as being specified by the Thomas Hobbes. So the John Locke, he believed that, let us suppose, imagine a group of the gamer. So the gamer, they were playing their own game, they were doing the things as they want to, but we require someone to mediate. We require someone to provide the rules. Take the example of the cricket. So in the cricket, we are having one person standing there watching the game, umpire, and not only one single person, we are having different umpires, third umpire, the umpire which is having the live telecast. All the players of any team, they are playing. All these players, they are not only believing upon the things, they are not obeying the things as specified by the umpire, but they are also asking him for, in case of any conflict, in case of any doubt, in case of any chaos. It means people, just to organize themselves, just to ensure that their right would be protected, they want someone to mediate. And what was that body that ready to get to provide the mediation? It was the state only. So therefore, they specified that the social contract theory is specifying that state is nothing. State is nothing, but state is related to the peace, related to the goodwill, related to the mutual assistance, as well as the preservation. So according to the John Locke, he specified that state is the result of the peace. Why? Because let us suppose empire, he said that no doubt. All the players, they have to obey. And after obeying that note out, again they will start playing. It means the empire was acting as a mediator and he is bringing the peace. In the same way, if there is state in the sense, let us suppose, like by the word state, I am having a wide connotation. By the word state, I am not only referring to the government, but I am also referring to the administrative as well as the judiciary part. So in terms of the judiciary, let us suppose the Supreme Court, the High Court. So the Supreme Court and the High Court, they are providing the mediation in some certain conflict. In case of the conflict, these people, they are going towards the Supreme Court or High Court for the sake of the justice, and the thing that is being referred by the High Court or the Supreme Court is being accepted by them as the result of their petition. It means what? It means that the state again is acting like a mediator and bringing the peace as well as the goodwill. Goodwill, like no one in the jurisdiction, like no one in the premises of the Indian territory, they cannot reject any rule, act, anything being circulated by the Supreme Court. No one. It means Supreme Court is having some certain goodwill, and this goodwill is being resulted in the fact that we are providing you some sort of help, some sort of protection, and you are feeling that Supreme Court is there like a father figure and will give you the proper justice. I hope you can understand. Now, the only disadvantage of the state of nature, it was there that there was no recognized system of law and justice. But later on, with the passage of the time, we have specified the rules and regulation, and with the help of, like, with the passage of the time, we started creating a proper full-fledged system, and that lead to the another phenomena while explaining all about. Fine. I hope you can understand. So if you have any doubt, you can ask for. If not, let me explain further. Okay, now, next, referring to the third aspect as being specified by the third anthropologist, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. So, Rousseau, he specified his social contract theory in the 1762. His ideology was based upon the thing that social contract is something which is agreed upon, and it is being agreed upon by all the citizens for what? For their mutual preservation. Means these citizens, they want their mutual preservation, and just to refer that mutual preservation, they all started setting up the concept of the society, and this concept of the society, it results in the formation of the state. This theory is the only one which is being accepted by the modern democracies, as we can refer the French Constitution, we can refer the US Constitution. So all these constitutions, they are highly inspired from the social contract theory as being provided by the Rousseau, and the book as being given by him, the social contract, is the same. Now let's try to understand what he specified. So J.J. Rousseau, he specified that the contract, social or social contract, is nothing but it is specifying that men by nature they were equal. By nature they were self-sufficient. By nature they were contented, means they want to live in the same way as they wanted to be. I mean, if someone is coming and trying to give order to you, they are referring something to you, they are providing any like any sort of assistance to you, anything, if you are liking it, you will obey. If not, you will reject. It means people, they want to be in the same state as they are aspires to be. So he said that people, they are living in the primitive simplicity. Primitive simplicity means, like for example, in the village area, people, they are having less number of resources, but still they consider to be happy in the less number of resources itself. So this is something that we used to refer just to show that people in the society, they are someone who want to possess more and more resources, but still want to live more and more simple life. Like people in the, like for example, I belong to a rural area, my complete education is being there from a rural area, then shifted to an urban area. Why? To get the employment. Now the basic vision or view I have is to earn money till the age of 55, and after 55 quite possible again to live a slow life, again to live a life with less resources, may shift to the rural area. It means people, they want to be contented. I am accepting this past life, I am accepting this life with full of pollution. Just why? Because want to have career, want to have employment, those employment opportunities which are not available or not suiting for me in the rural area. It means what? It means that I want to live a slow life. I want to live a life full of greenery. But because that is not there matching with my job profile in the rural area, therefore I have to accept this urban life. But later on in life stages, again I want to shift to that rural area. It means human being again they want to live in the same situation as they aspire to. So for temporary time period they can live in the same way just to fulfill their needs. Okay. So from this perspective, try to understand okay, so this is something that you need to understand. Therefore, for a small like for a time period that is small, that is being contended, they specified that over a period of time, in virtue of which everyone, while uniting himself to all, remains as free as before. Means he said that human being they entered into a contract so that they can enjoy some certain freedom. Like for example, you don't want the police or the traffic police to affect you, as well as you don't want any another person to affect you. Therefore you are obeying the traffic rule and you are freely living your life in the same way. But later on he said that human being as per their requirement they may change their way of state. Now how we are having that? We can give the vote to the same person to whom we want to be ruled. For example, for in the 2014 the government has changed. Again in 2019 we gave vote to the same government. In 2024 to the same government. In the center I am talking about. Why? Because we want to be ruled from the same person. Quite possible we are liking his policies. Therefore, here try to understand. Social contract theory is explaining that every single person they want to be in the same stage as they are aspiring. Now, because we had provided you the right, you can give up some sort of freedom for the sake of some sort of security, but still you have some sort of power in your hand. Means how? In let me give you the example of the Bangladesh. The government was ruling there, but as people of that particular area they started showing some contentions, they started showing some rebellions, government have to just be fled away from that place, and government has to be the structure of the government has to be struck down. Reason? Because the people of that particular area they don't like it. It means Rosio he said the best thing, that let me summarize it in a simple words. He said that people they want to be ruled. Why? Because this giving up freedom will give you more security. But again he said they would like to give up this freedom, but for the sake of some sort of security. Yes, they would do the same. But they actually want some sort of power in their hand. They want the remote control of this security. Means their confidence in the government, only if this government will do good things for them. For the sake of this view, they are giving up their freedom. Hope you are understanding this thing. Now, try to understand this type of freedom again could be taken by you. if you aspires to be. Although for that as well you require the help of the complete society, as we can take the example of the Bangladesh, but still it is the society only who aspire to be ruled by the state. And now we are having the power where we can give the vote, and through the voting we can decide our nature of the state as well as other rules and regulations. So let us suppose, like, let me give you the basic view. Parliament have specified the Kisan bill. As you know, the agriculture bill, there was the 3 bill in this particular thing. So it was a time period of around it was the time period of around 2022 or something, when the agriculture bill it was being introduced. 2021, yeah, it's 2021 when the bill was announced, and the bill name was 2020 something. So that bill was announced by the government. Now the state has ordered something, but the people, they want state to rule, but not as per their own way. Therefore, all those people from the Haryana, from the Punjab, from the Uttar Pradesh, basically the farmer, they started coming towards the towards Delhi, and they started showing their discontentment in terms of the strike, in terms of the rebellion. And as a result of that, or due to the other policies, government have to back out from this agriculture bill. It means this is the best example you can specify that human being, they want to be ruled, they are giving up their power for the sake of the security, but if they feel their security is not granted by the particular state, they can again just back out from the same power authority, and then they can again feel that freedom, they can again gain their freedom, their liberty. Hope you are able to understand. I hope this is the required explanation I can provide related to the Rosu, and this is something that you have to just understand related to this part. Fine. Okay, now moving forward for the fourth part, and the fourth part is related to the Adam Smith. So Adam Smith, he was the founder of the modern economics, and he provided his book Wealth of Nation, Inquiry to the Wealth of Nations. So in his book, he specified that society is nothing but it is an artificial device. This artificial device created to foster a mutual economy. To foster a mutual economy. Now, he specified that there is a group of farmers. This group of farmers, they, like, let us suppose there is a group of farmers. Farmer A is having this much land, farmer B is having this much land, farmer C is having this, and farmer D is having this. So these are the land held by them. Now let us suppose farmer A is having the tube well, farmer B was having the tractor facility, farmer E was having the other machineries. So let us suppose all these farmers, they were having different types of tools and machineries. Now possessing all the machineries by a single farmer would be costly, and it is something that is even not required, because their in terms of their cost is going to be rise, and they won't be able to achieve the economies of scale, means they won't be able to get the benefit out of the complete money, because at a small land they are putting so many efforts, so many money, they are investing so many money in terms of machineries. So for that, what we can do, all these people, they can join hand. If all these people, they will join hand, what they will do, they will share their tools, and when they will share their tool, this will show in terms of cooperation. Cooperation will show growth. Let us suppose they are having machinery A is having machinery of 1 lakh. B is having machinery of 50k. C is having a tube well or irrigation facility that is of 2 lakh. In the same way, D and E are having. It means for the effectiveness of the farming, they require around 3.5 lakh. Now, 3.5 lakh each being invested by every single farmer is not profitable. But if they will join the hand, if they will share their tools, their machineries, then A only in 1 lakh can take the benefit of 3.5 lakh machinery. Therefore, this is something that would be profitable, and if it would be profitable, it would help them to grow. But they will grow together. It would help them to grow, but they will grow together. So, in the same way, Adam Smith, he had given the example, economical example, as I told you, economies of scale and cost that we are talking about. So, because of that only he said that society, why we created? Because we don't want to spend so much money, we don't want to invest our money in each and every aspect. Therefore, what we did, we created society. Why? Because society is nothing. Society is the synonym of the word sharing. So, if you are a part of society, you will share the things. And if you will share, combinedly, you both will grow. This is what Adam Smith specified, and he said society is nothing but it is a framework which is created just to show the collaboration, just to be there for each other, just to produce and take benefit out of it, just to trade peacefully. So he gave the concept of the society or the creation of society for the sake of economy. This is what he had specified. I hope you would be able to understand related to this part. So this is something as specified by the Adam Smith. Now, based upon all these definitions, based upon all these explanation, like UPSC used to ask direct question from this part. I hope you would be able to get the view out of it, because these are the people who said. Now I have provided you 4 basic explanation given by some anthropologists. The most important one is this one, J.J. Rousseau. So he had specified this definition, this explanation, and this is the explanation that we referred to while considering the French Constitution, American Constitution, and later on we even inspired or borrowed our Constitution from these Constitution itself. So therefore our Constitution is also the result of this social contract theory. Okay. So now further on we would be explaining about the other part. Now the other part related to the summarization of all these definitions that we did related to the social contract theory. Okay. Now the social contract theory is being explained with the help of the dynamics of society, culture and men. Now the dynamics of the society, culture and men, they are being explained with the help of this view, that is human nature, self-preservation and society determine your personality. So based upon this, we would be referring it. Now, while combining all these things, we are achieving this pattern, that is the creation of society. Let's explain based upon this. Human nature. Now, as Aristotle, he had specified that man by nature is social. Therefore, it's human nature only to be social. He said that all the cultural, all the religious, all types of human practices, they are there. Why? Because these all activities, they involve people to be there. They want group to be specified, like they want group to be there. So from this perspective, you can understand that it is in the instinct of the human to live in the society. And just to stress over this point, McLever, he had provided 3 cases. So the first case he provided about the mysterious man. Who's this mysterious man? So this mysterious man is the Caspar Hauser. So this is the person Caspar Hauser. There are so many books being written regarding the Caspar Hauser. This person Caspar Hauser, he was basically discovered in the woods of the Nuremberg, Germany. He was around 17 years of age. Like in the 17 years of age, he was not able to walk properly. He was not able to speak anything. We consider that quite possible he is the real life Mowgli. You must have watched that cartoon Mowgli, means where one human child is being taken care by the animals there in the jungle. So we consider, why? Because still there are theories which are mysterious related to the Caspar Hauser. So this Caspar Hauser, when he was 17th year of age, he was being discovered in the woods of the Nuremberg. It was found that at the age of the 17, he was not able to walk, and his mind was not developed. Why? Because it is being said that as much as a child, an infant would interact, his brain capacity would be developed. Here you can see this is something is being specified as a 3-year-old children brain. If that infant is normal, the brain capacity and the brain size would be this. But if that child is neglected one and the child is not being trained, now just tell me, if you have noticed any of the infant in the age of the 2 to 3, this is basically the crucial age. In the age of the 1 year, like after completing the 10 month, quite possible, like girls, they used to walk, they used to learn walking early comparative to the boys. But let us suppose we will take a 12-month boy or a girl, they will walk. But how they will walk? We have to train them. Like this is the way you have to walk. Now after walking, they will utter some, like they will utter some meaningless words, but we will train them. We will train them continuously multiple times that this is your papa. This is the first word the child will speak. This is your mama. So these are the things that we are teaching them. It means when the child is normal, their upbringing is normal, the size would be this. But if the child is neglected means the child is living in the isolation. You are not training them, you are not teaching them. Therefore, they won't be able to learn anything. The child won't be able to speak anything. The child won't be able to walk properly. This is what we specified in the cases of the Caspar Hauser. When we psychologically assessed him, we found that this man is mysterious. Still, we are not able to get the result out of these studies. Still, we are not able to speculate how Caspar Hauser survived till the age of 17 years in the jungle, living with the no food, and how and in what way he was alive. Later on, as you can see here, 1812 he took birth. 1833, when he was around 18 years of age, he was being assassinated. So some people, they used to consider that Caspar Hauser quite possible belonging to an royal family, and as a part of the conspiracy, first he was being left out in the isolation, and then was left out in the jungle of the Germany, and then later on when he was found by some anthropologists, when he was taken to the urban cities, when he was being researched, people started studying about him, he was being assassinated. So any unknown person, he just came and killed him with a sharp knife. So this is basically the story of the Caspar Hauser. Now what we can learn from this story? So the story of the Caspar Hauser, like there are so many books being written on the mysterious life of the Caspar Hauser. Why? Because even after the death, we are not able to figure it out that how he survived till the age of 17 in the jungle, and if not in the jungle, that where he was living, why he was in the isolation. But the one thing anthropologists they can derive from his study is this, that because he was neglected in the early age as when he was infant, therefore his mind, his brain capacity is not developed much, and therefore he is not able to work properly. Even after the training, even after so many psychological person, they started interacting with him, they started training him, still he was not able to achieve the same same stage as a normal human being can have. So he was not able to utter any, like he was just uttering some meaningless word, he was not able to speak properly. But in 1833, due to any reason, he was being assassinated. So this story specifying that man is a social animal, they can't live in isolation, and if they are living in the isolation, the kind of outlook is going to be the same. You won't be considered as like a human being. If you are living in the isolation, you would be having the animal like distinct. Okay, fine. So this is the basic view that we have. Now let's, like as McLever, he had explained his theory with the help of some of the views. We are taking up the second view. We are taking up the second view. The second view is being specified by the example of the two Hindu children. So these two Hindu children in the 1920, they were discovered in a wolf den. So one of the children died as soon as human being discovered them. Means they were in the outlook, like these two girls, they in the outlook similar to the human being, but due to their behavior, they were not equal to the human being. These girls, they were behaving like animals, they were not able to speak, they were not able to walk, and as soon as human being discovered them, one of the girls, she died out of the fear, the danger she felt as when encountered with the human being. Why? Because she is not able to figure it out that human beings are not there to kill them, or to they are not being the epitome of the danger. Now let me give you the view. In the summer days, you must have encountered the lizard in your home. Let us suppose the situation, you are also feeling the fear from the lizard, lizard is also feeling fear from you. So you are trying to just get like out of that situation. So you are pushing the lizard to come out of the room, but lizard is also again feeling the fear from you. She is feeling that you will hurt her. So in this situation, you both of you are not having the confidence upon each other. You are not having the trust. I mean, you and the lizard relation, that is trustless. This is something that you can understand. In the same way, when these two girls, they were being discovered, one girl, out of the fear that these people, these are the first one, and these kind of people I am watching for the very first time, they would hurt me, and out of that fear she died. But one girl, she was there, so that other girl, when they discounted this girl, she had learnt only one thing while they were in the jungle, in the forest, from the wolf, and she was growling like a wolf. And she was very much shy, she was introvert. For sure she would be introvert. She was not able to like act accordingly as the human being they are asking. Like for example, for the very first time when you are training the child, you will train them. Like why now play school are important? Because in the play school, all those people, they like all the in the play school, basically you are being trained how to talk, how to eat, how to just be informed about your body, that you are going to pee, you are going to loo. So these are some basic etiquettes being specified by the play school, and if play school would grant that yes, you know this discipline, you would like, then school is going to accept you. This is the basic view we refer. In this way, in this aspect, this is being specified that in the same way, when the other girl, she was being trained and being counseled, after so many sympathetic behavior, slowly she started getting into the social habit, but still she was not similar to the similar age of her, and she was not able to get everything as a normal human being can do. Why? Because in the early stage of her life, she was being neglected, and therefore the brain capacity was not developed to the same level. So this is what we can understand from this part. I hope you can understand. Now, next part is the third case. So third case was nothing but third case was of Anna. Anna, she was an illegitimate American child, and because she was an illegitimate American child, she was neglected. Neglected to such an extent that she was being placed in a room at the age of 6 months, and she was discovered 5 years later. On the discovery, we found that that girl, she can't walk, she can't speak, and she was very much shy. She felt fear from the human being. It means human being, they require protection. Human being, they require some sort of like some sort of sympathetic behavior, some sort of support, some sort of sort of emotional and moral support to be there, and that's why we require society. So to solve the purpose of the society, we set up this system. Hope you are able to understand. So what we did is, we did some aspect related to the human nature, and this is what we studied. We studied the case study of the Caspar Hauser. We studied the case study of the two child that are found, Hindu girls found in the wolf den, and we found one illegitimate girl that is being placed in a closed room. Okay, so with the help of all these studies, what we can summarize. So summary is this: that human being is social by nature. Human nature, it develops in man only when he lives in the society. If you will live in the society, you would be social. If you are not living in the society, you would be shy, introvert, quite possible not even able to demonstrate the same behavior as a normal human being used to do. Quite possible not able to walk on the 2 feet. Quite possible not able to speak the words. Quite possible not able to understand what other people are saying or what other people are doing. So this is something that we refer related to this part. Now he said that the example of these children, it is specifying that yes, man is social by nature, and if you will try to if you will try to do against that nature, this is something that is again would be questioning upon your existence as a human being, because then you won't be able to walk, to talk, to do the things like a human being. Fine. So this is something social contract theory is explaining with the help of these case studies. Now, referring to the second point, as we said that we require society. Why? Because we want to preserve ourselves. We require some sort of self-preservation. So now let's take again the example. Let us suppose there were 5 persons, and this 5 persons, they were constrained in one island. So when they were constrained in one island, when they were being constrained in this island, actually what happened is, earlier they were acting individually, they were born to be free, they were free, they were started having hunting, gathering, roaming here and there. Later on, one of them started feeling tired, and he slept. While sleeping, any wild animal attacked him. It means if you are alone, you won't be able to preserve yourself. So what he did, he just entered into an agreement, he just entered into any contract between the another person that while I will sleep, you need to guard, while you will sleep, I will guard. So that is reciprocal behavior. It is result of the need of self-preservation. So he said that society is being created as a part of self-preservation. Means if you will help me today, when I need, I will help you when you will need. So this is what that we have specified. So they mentioned that human being, they live in a society because it is the necessity. So in the primitive societies, early men, they live in the group to protect them from the wild animals. In the present times, we are dependent upon the society for our needs and for our wants. So this is what we specified. Now there is no authenticated instances of human infant who have survived. I mean, we are having fantasy related to the Mowgli, that Mowgli is Mowgli had survived while being nurtured by the animals, and he was walking on the 2 feet, he was speaking the same language, as well as he was able to replicate the behavior of the animal as well as the human. This is something that we are having in the fantasy, but in the actual sense we are not having any such example which can refer to the point that there is no authentication instances which are referring that human infant, they have survived on their own and they have brought up by the wolves, by the apes or someone. Fine. So this is what we specified related to the self-preservation. Now next one, specifying that society, it determines the personality. How? Now have you wondered, any person who's there in the foreign country, these person, like the children of the people who are living in the foreign country, they started living independently during their college time period because they started earning through the work. Like what happened is, these people, they started living alone, they are not living with their parents, and living apart from your parents is a very common thing there. So it's not something that you are getting separated from your parents, but still now your parents are no longer is going to take your responsibility. Now you are independent. So this thought process provide them more and more chances to get independent soon, as well as someone who will take their life decision alone, as well as will taking some informed decision. So this is something that they specify. Now, based upon this fact, they said that human being, they live in a society for their mental and intellectual development. So the first stage of personality development, it began with the role of the family. So as I gave you the example, American civilization and their way of nurturing the children is providing more independency as well as more and more power to take your own decision, that is informed decision and mindful decision. Whereas in the Indian culture, children, they are not that much free. Even after the marriages, parents, they are taking the decision of the life of the children, where to go, which job to take up. It is right, but it is wrong as well. Right in the sense, because parents are having more experience, so they can give you good type of advices, but wrong in the sense, sometimes parents, they are putting pressure upon the children related to their life decision. Somewhere they are also not making them bold, so that they can take quick decisions. So therefore, society and the kind of society you are living in it determines your personality. If your parents are strict, your personality won't flourish, or it won't be that much confident. But if your parents are friendly, if your parents are providing you some sort of freedom to take decisions, if your parents, they are advising you, they are consulting you, they are talking with you, it is something showing, or it is something specifying as society determines personality, and this is something that we have specified. So they had mentioned that men require society sine qua non condition for his life as a human being. So it is not one or few particular needs or tendency of the men which is basically compelling them. It is something that is helping them. It is something that is leading them towards development of their view, as well as it is helping them to grow more and more. Fine. So this is something which is related to the basic structure of the social contract theory. I hope you are able to understand. So what we did, first we took the social contract theory, we explained something about it, then we took four anthropologists in the picture, and like we took the Hobbes, we took the Locke, Rousseau and Adam Smith. Then we specified based upon their explanation the society into the three parts. Once we specified the society into the three parts, later on we explain these three parts in the in a proper manner, and now we are specifying this. Now we are specifying this in the proper explanation so that we can conclude. So with the help of this social contract theory, we have explained this and we have concluded over the point that individual and society, they are interdependent. Yes, individual will determine their personality based upon society. Society is a result of the individuals only. Next, the relationship between the society and the individual, it is not one sided. Always it would be two sided. Always it would be based upon the mutual coexistence, means the growth of the society, growth of the individual, they are interdependent, dependent upon each other, and they will behave accordingly. Next, neither the individuals belong to the society or the society a mere expedient to satisfy an individual's needs. Means they said that society, as this line is being taken from the introduction of social contract theory, that society is being created only just to satisfy the individual needs. That's why we created the society. Next, society itself has a value beyond the surface, and it renders to its members, and the individuals, they can thrive without society. Means society is useful only if it's providing you the value, only if it is serving you, only if it is fulfilling your needs, fulfilling your requirement. If society is not able to do that, then we are not going to be part of that particular society. Take the example of the Bangladesh. State is being rooted out from their place. Why? Because society was not agreeing to the policies of the state. Fine. Now, neither the society is inimical to the development of individuality, nor does it exist in its own right, which is specifying that society is something which is result of the need-based theory, but still only one particular thing cannot endanger the existence of the society, as well as only the society is no one that would lead to the determination of the existence of the individual. Like, let me give you the basic example. So there is one person who hadn't taken bath in his complete life. So there is one person who's being considered as the world dirtiest man. His name is Hajj. Okay. So this person Hajj, he was being considered as the world dirtiest man because he haven't taken bath in the last 60 years. Last year he died. He basically an Iranian man. So last year he died. His death, and like, society is determining some rules regulations, means you cannot live in isolation. You need to be part of the rules and regulation of the society. You are determining your behavior as per the society. All these things you are referring to. So whenever you are referring to all these things, it is mentioning, it is showing the fact that society is specifying some rules and regulations, but society is not the one who would determine your existence. This person, he hadn't taken bath from the last 60 years. Quite possible, he, like, not quite possible, he was the world's dirtiest man, but still he was there. People, they know about him. Even if he was living in the isolation, he was not interacting, but he was surviving, he was having the existence, he was living his life. So that's why it is being specified, not only the society dependent upon the individual for the existence, and not always individual is dependent upon the society. So exceptions are always there, but this point is only talking about exceptions, not other. So here you can take this example. Oh, I can write it here only. Okay, fine. Now, all discussion about the question is the individual prior to the society? Means individual first evolved, after that society it came into existence, or is it the case that society, it exists, individual is just a part of it? So we cannot just answer this question. Reason, because somewhere we may consider the family, the people, they started developing into a group, but somewhere we can specify in the, like, as I had given you the example, 5 individuals living in an island, later on they started feeling the need, so they started forming the agreement or contract, then this contract lead to the society, then the society lead to the formation of the state. So there are so many different theories related to this, but do we have any fact? This is not something that we can really specify. Fine. Another thing is, as per the McLever, they specify no one can really be an absolute individualist any more than anyone can be an absolute socialist. Means they are specifying that we are cannot be individual. We can be individual to certain extent, but not completely. Like, as I had given you the example of the Haji. So this person was living in the isolation, but still he was dependent upon the society for the basic needs. Basic needs in the sense, he was having the food. So for the food, he was not self-sufficient. For the food, he have to dependent upon the other personalities, other person of the society. So this is something he have to just taken upon. Fine. So from this perspective, you can understand that the only thing we have to refer while speaking about the society is that both are complementary and supplementary to each other. Means society cannot live in isolation, individual also cannot live in the isolation. So this is something that they have to do. Okay, so I hope now you can get the view out of it. You can understand that this is the basic concept as being specified as a part of the society. And this is something that you can write in your answer in terms of conclusion. So while we would be having the classes and while we would be making the notes, so as I told you, I will provide this PPT in the official Telegram channel of the Sunya IAS Anthropology. So you can download this PPT from there. But while you would be sitting in the class and you would be making the notes, I will specify clearly in clear language what you can refer as introduction for your answer, what you can refer as conclusion, and then you can manage it. Okay, so this is something that I would provide. Now, we have specified the social contract theory. Now we are left with the organic theory. Now organic theory is having some different view as well as it is being specified in the another format. Now organic theory is not talking about the need aspect. No, organic theory is talking about the structural aspect. Organic theory is explaining about the structural aspect. Now organic theory has been specified by the Plato and Aristotle. Remember what Aristotle he specified? He said that as birds used to fly, fish used to swim, in the same way men used to be a part of society or men would be the social animal. This is what they specified. So from this perspective, we can understand that Aristotle was talking about any structure of the society. And this structure of the society, the nature of this structure is like that we don't even consider when the culture was started, when the society was invented, when the individual they became the part of the society. So this is what that we are specifying. Now, there is a basic central idea we specified related to the structural aspect of the like while explaining about the structural aspect related to the society as well as related to the theories or nature of the society. Now, they said that society was as a result of a structure and this structure is necessary. Why? Because we want discipline in the premises, in the surrounding, in the environment. For that, Plato and Aristotle, they said that there was a class-based structure. So, they were talking about class-based structure. While explaining about the class-based structure, he specified that there are three classes. One is the ruler, another one is the warrior, and another one is the artisans. He said this was the basic structure. He said that ruler was there because they were having some sort of wisdom. He said that warriors, they are there because they have some courage. And artisans are there because they have some sort of desire. So this is what he had specified. Now, while explaining to this organic theory, they said that state to a magnified human being, we require this three-type structure, and this three-tier structure, it lead to providing facilities to the human soul, and therefore it created a balanced society, and this balanced society is balancing the human being or the individual soul. Why? You are artisan, you are just fulfilling your desire. Why? Because you know if there would be any danger, there are someone to take care of me. Who? The warrior. Now, just tell me. Recently, there was a Pahalgam terror attack. Now, all those family members who had just lost their loved ones in that particular attack, they were not taking the decision how to take the revenge. No. They had, like, they know this thing in their mind that there is only one authority, basically the government, who can take the decision how to take the revenge. Then they also know this thing, who would be the person, means army person, who would take the revenge. It means what? It means the civilians, or as they specified, artisans. They know the main work of the administration, it lies with the ruler, and they know the execution would be from the warrior. Therefore, they were sitting in their home, they were waiting, as well as they were expecting that government will do something like that. This is what they did from their side. So from this part, or from this perspective, you can understand that as specified by them in terms of the organic theory, as human being, they are having organ in the body. Like human being, they have a particular performer in which we are specifying that cell is the smallest functional unit. When the cell will combine, it would become the tissue. When the tissue will combine, it will become the organ, and then the body. This is the proper structure we have. It means organ lead to the body. This is something that we used to specify in the same way. Individual, they are making up society. So whenever individual will create a group, this group would specified as the society, and this is what organic theory specified. This is what as explained by the organic theory. Now try to understand here, or Aristotle, as he drew comparison between the symmetry of the state and the symmetry of the body, he said the same thing, that individual, they are the intrinsic part of the society. In the same way, Spencer, he was also specifying about it, and he said that state is subject to the same laws of growth and decay to which the human body is. He was referring to the situation while giving the another view. He was saying that state will undergo some stages. Now, what are the kind of stages he was referring to? He specified that an economy, like let me give you the basic overview. Okay. So these are the stages of the economy. So these stages of the economy, they are referring that you used to feel some sort of up and down, in and on. So this up and down, it is being specified, it is being referred like this, that first you will feel some sort of depression, like some sort of, you can specify the recession. Recession would lead to the depression. Then the depression, like you will started rising from the depression, so you will feel the recovery, and once you will feel the recovery, you will have the stages of the boom. So it means once you will achieve the boom, there would be the situation when you will feel the recession, then you would be having the depression, and you will have the recovery. Again, you will have the boom. Again, you will have the recession. It means there are some stages of the economy. Here I can refer. Okay, so this is what we are referring. This is related to the stages of economy. Based upon these stages of economy, same state will undergo growth, maturity, decay, and death. So stage will also feel the same. So stage will also feel the same. What are the kind of stages state is feeling? So first you will have some sort of growth. Now your growth, it would lead to the maturity. After the maturity, you will feel the decay, and at last the death. And this procedure, it will go on and on. Like here also you will have the maturity, but your maturity, once you will achieve the maturity, you will feel the decay and then the death. After death, again new life, new formation. Again this new formation lead to the growth of the another structure, and then maturity. So this is what they specified as the growth structure of state. So this is the growth structure of the state. I hope you would be able to understand. And based upon this growth structure of the state, they specified as that society is nothing but it is a combination of all these aspects, and with the help of these aspects we are taking up the new life, we are taking up the new pattern. Okay, now in this format also, while explaining about the organic theory, we are having so many other part or other pattern as well. So Murray, he sums up the point of the resemblance between what? Between a society and an individual, and based upon that they specify that every start with the small aggregates which further grow in the size. Means first you will start with a small size and later on it will start growing. It means you started with the individual, then family, and then it would lead to the growth. Again you have some sort of simplicity, so your simplicity would be replaced by increasing the complexity. Again it would lead to the differentiation, and this differentiation then this differentiation, it will come up about increasing the mutual dependence. Then the life of the whole would become independent after a prolonged time period. So based upon this format, you can clearly understand that how Murray, he had explained, how Murray had specified about this part of the society. Later on, Herbert Spencer, he had also specified that how we can create a structure out of the society and individual. He specified that society, they have no specific form comparable to the body of an individual. They specified that the units of a society, they are not fixed in their respective positions. They specified that unit of a society, they are dispersed person and they are not physically contagious like the cell of the individual. And they also specified that society has no common sensorium. He just want to specify the thing that as Aristotle explained. Aristotle said that human being bodily structure could be compared with the societal structure. But Herbert Spencer said individual human being, their structure, their body structure, like he said that cell, they have to form a group. Only then we will have tissue. Tissue, they have to form a group. Only then we would have organ. Now organ would be managed in a certain way. Let us suppose what would happen if any person having their lips this side and from here completely closed. One eye is this side, one eye is this side. Would you consider that human being as a normal? No. It means cell, tissue, organ, they are specified in a certain manner. Only then your body can be formed. But this is not the case for the society. There are some societies who are very much open. There are some societies which are very much orthodox, traditional. So therefore, we cannot compare the society and individual in the same way as Plato and Aristotle specified. But the fact is this, there is no fixed form for society. Society, like I need to specify here, no fixed form of society. Not only this, there is no permanent position for the society. Some societies, they have capitalist system, some socialist, some have dictatorship like North Korea. Some have presidential system, some have prime minister based system. So there are different system, but those societies, they are running. It means there is no permanent position. Not only this, there is no central consciousness. Means society, sometimes it may be conscious, sometimes no. So it is something that's being specified, no central consciousness. So this is something that you can understand related to the organic theory. I hope you are able to understand. Now in today's lecture, how we started? We started with the nature of society. Okay, while explaining about the nature of society, we referred to the explanation as given by Aristotle. So as given by the explanation, like specified by the Aristotle, there is social contract theory, as well as organic theory. So while explaining about the social contract theory, we have considered the thought process of some anthropologists. So the first one that we have taken up, given by the Hobbes, then by the Locke, then by the Rousseau, then by the Adam Smith. Now, based upon this explanation, we have specified it could be divided into three parts. One is human nature, then self-preservation, and then society determined personality. Okay, so this is what that we have explained. Now taking up to the organic view, we have taken the example of the Plato, then Aristotle, then Murray, then Spencer, and based upon this they said that there are three type of person that exist in this society: ruler, which is defining the structure for the society to exist; warrior; and artisans. Now, ruler due to the wisdom, warrior due to the courage, and artisans due to the desire. And that's how we have learned everything related to this particular part: society, culture, and men. And based upon this, we have understood that it's all about the functional. So it's all about functional part. So it works based upon the functionalism. So it based upon the functionalism. And this is what that we want to achieve. I hope you can understand this part related to the society, culture, and men. And this is what that we have to do in today's class. Now next class would be on the Friday, and on the Friday we would be taking the rest of our topic: social institution, social group, and we'll try that would be able to complete it till the social stratification or not. I hope you are able to understand everything. In terms of this PPT, I would be uploading this annotated PDF in the Telegram channel of the Anthropology Optional, that is of Sunya IAS. If you have any doubt or if you want any sort of mentorship, you can just fill up the form that is available in the description box. So if you will fill up the form, that we are going to connect with you in terms of the mentorship. Anything else if you want to ask related to the course or related to the features, related to the notes and anything, you can get in touch with us through that Google form. Okay, so thank you so much. Next class would be on the Friday, same timing, 2:30 p.m. Thank you.